What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Roger Gutierrez versus Hector Garcia, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBA super-featherweight world championship, and this fight was Saturday, August 20th from the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, and this fight was broadcasted on Showtime, and in this fight, Hector Garcia was able to become the new WBA super featherweight world champion, getting a unanimous decision win over Roger Gutierrez. So I personally scored this bout 116 to 112 in favor of Hector Garcia. The judges scored this bout 117 to 111 twice and 118 to 110 once, all in favor of Garcia to win. So I thought anywhere from my score 116 to 112 to maybe even 118 to 110, which is what the judges had it, is really the right score. Like I said, the judges scored this bout 10 rounds to 2, 9 rounds to 3. I had it 8 rounds to 4. I definitely could have saw both scores, so I think all the scores were right for this fight. Comment down below how you scored it if you did watch it. I would imagine it's around there. But just to break this fight down, the first 3 rounds, it looked like it was going to be a fairly competitive fight. Like, round 1, Garcia slightly outworked and landed some better shots over Gutierrez. Round 2, I just didn't really think much happened. It was very close, similar action. I gave it to Gutierrez. But then round 3, I thought that Garcia landed some nice left hands. In round 4 as well, Garcia was following up with the same left hands, going to the head into the body, snapping the head back of Gutierrez. But then from rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8, I mean, just Garcia was just doing the better work. He was landing the better shots, doing the better work. He was just doing more in there, and he was just more active. That's why I gave him those 4 rounds. But then, round 5, 6, 7, and 8 were clear, easy rounds for Gutierrez, or for Garcia, actually. All those rounds went to Garcia, my scorecard, I'm assuming on all of yours if you did watch the fight. But, round 9 was very similar. Garcia just won it pretty easily. But then round 10 is where it started to heat up, and Gutierrez just came out guns blazing. He started to land big shots on Garcia, but the thing is, Garcia was exchanging back. Like, they were going to war. It was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots in those championship rounds. Both of them were trading, both of them were exchanging, but I just thought that Gutierrez was landing the better shots in round 10. It was really the same in round 11, where they were both throwing and landing big power punches, exchanging big hooks, but I just thought yet again that Gutierrez landed the bigger and better shots when they were exchanging. But in round 12, it was like round 11 and 10, but just with less work. It was still both of them exchanging, but I just thought that Gutierrez outworked Garcia a little bit more. So nonetheless, Gutierrez won round 12, round 11, and round 10. He won all 3 rounds of those final rounds on my scorecard. I'm assuming that many people scoring this fight also had that. I only gave him 1 earlier round that I thought was somewhat competitive. But, nonetheless, very solid win for Hector Garcia. He's coming off 2 straight very good wins, and he did pick up a world title. It's amazing how in less than a year, he went from being an unknown opponent to winning a world title. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, 6 months ago, barely anyone knew who he was, like when he was fighting Chris Colbert, and then he just steps in here, beats Colbert, then becomes a world champion, beating Gutierrez. So this is just a crazy past year for him. So, what is next for Hector Garcia winning this fight? He's the new champion. He's ranked top 10 by BoxRec. He holds this title, 16-0 as well. I actually have a good list of names that I think he'll most likely fight. All these guys are ranked in the WBA. This is a very good possible matchup for him. He could take on, in his first defense, maybe someone like a Lamont Roach. He's ranked, I believe, number 3 by the WBA. He could take on someone like Joan O'Carroll. I think Joan O'Carroll is also ranked around there, like 3 or 4. I think Lamont Roach might be number 2 or number 3, somewhere around there. They're both highly rated by the WBA. And this is also a big possible opponent that Garcia could face. That is Eduardo Ramirez. Ramirez is a former interim WBA champion, and he fights on like PBC and like Showtime cards and stuff like that. So that's very, very possible. But those 3 names are pretty big fighters that Garcia could defend his title against. But as for Roger Gutierrez, losing here for the 4th time in his career, he's fought his past couple fights before this on DAZN. So I think that maybe he might just have a few decent fights there on DAZN, like against some good level competition. Like, I would imagine that if Lamont Roach doesn't fight Hector Garcia in his next fight, then he'll probably face Roger Gutierrez. or something like that. Like, that'd be a very solid fight for Roach and for Gutierrez. But, yeah, nonetheless, I think Gutierrez will get called up by DAZN, maybe even Showtime if they call him up again for a solid fight. But I think he'll get called up by a solid promotion for a very solid fight that he would have a decent chance of winning in. So overall, Hector Garcia dethrones WBA super featherweight champion Roger Gutierrez, winning by a clear unanimous decision to improve his record to 16-0 and to obviously become the newly crowned world champion. And again, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.